Hello there everyone, Carol here. Sorry, let me just move my brew out the way. Welcome to another video. If you're new here, hello, it's lovely to see you. Today I want to share with you how I made my cluster storage book. And the reason why I'm showing this now is if you have been joining in the December daily with Tracy Fox, you'll know that she's been doing clusters, or there's a load of us been making clusters. And if you've been following along, you might be thinking, where the heck am I going to store all of these? You might have made loads of clusters in the past and have nowhere to really store them safely. So I recently watched a Gail Agostinelli video, and she'd followed a video by Shabby Dabby Doodah. And what they'd done is they had used their 12 by 12 papers up. The only problem that Gail kind of found was as she was pulling her clusters out of the book, it was tearing the paper from underneath. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So I came up with something slightly different, same kind of principle, but different materials. So I'm going to just quickly flick through some of the pages in my cluster book. Some of the pages I can't show you just yet, but you'll see them in my cluster video, which is on the 15th of December for the Tracy Fox collaboration. So I have got some of my clusters already in here in situ of various sizes and shapes and styles. And that's as far as I can take you, I'm afraid, at this moment in time. But as you can see, it's a great way of storing them, and you can visually see them, and they're nicely protected. So I'll go through the materials with you now, because as you can see, it's the pages are shiny. So what I used was I used some laminating sheets. Now I realise not everyone has got a laminator, so if you look at any packaging that you've got, any clear packaging, and especially at this time of year when you have got all your packaging from all your Christmas presents, when you open them, you could use all of that kind of packaging. You could also use, you know, when your stamps come and they're all seated on a nice sheet of plastic, but then there's a piece of plastic on top of that. You could use that, attach it to a piece of card. So all I did was, and I've got glossy acetate sheet, glossy laminating sheets, and I've got some firm black card. Now I decided on the black, because I've got tons of it, but also I felt that the black, sorry about the shine, the black kind of shows up the clusters really well, because a lot of colours pop really nicely onto black. So then I would run that through my laminating sheet. Now the card that I'm using is about a 210 GSM, 160 to 210, so it's quite a sturdy card, and I know that once I've laminated this, then it'll be really nice and sturdy. Now I'm going to cover over the shine a bit. I also chose 2 sheets of cardstock, and again I've got loads of cardstock that I know I'm not going to use, and they're pretty enough that they would actually make a nice front cover. So I'll go and laminate this sheet now, and then I'll show you how I'm going to put it together. Okay, so I've done 3 sheets hot off the press, and that will be my front cover, and flip that one over and that will be my back cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you can measure if you want, I'm not much for measuring, but I'm just going to roughly mark a point in the centre, point near the top, that's about 2 inches away from the top, making sure that they're in line, and about 2 inches away from the bottom. That'll do me nicely. And then you can either use your little punch like this to create some holes, or you can use your crocodile. There we go. Now I'm going to punch mine one at a time because they're quite thick, and even though I know that this will take some of the thickness, let me just move that gauge back. I don't want it to get kind of stuck. Oh, move it back a bit more. Okay, try again, third time lucky. Yeah, it's about right. Right, punch a hole there. Punch a hole there. Now, if you wanted to put your metal eyelets in to protect those holes a little bit more, then you can do. But I'm not going to do that, because I want something that's quick and fast. Okay, so I've lined my laminating sheet underneath, and I'm going to go through that same hole again. Oh, hang on, let me just shift that a bit, because this laminating sheet is now a little bit bigger than my piece of card. Get it lined up. Right, there's one. I would do that to all of those black sheets, and then with the backing sheet I can just go through and just do a little dot in the center of that space. And punch my holes in the back of there. Now I'll go off and go and do those other black pages in a minute. So that would then all be lined up there. Now with my original version, I use those rings. I don't know what the name of these are, but I use the rings that clasp and open up. So you just push those open like so, and then push them back together. But there's no reason why you can't go and use any ribbon or seam binding to pop through all the holes, to pop them all together. I've also chosen these lovely letters from K & Company, and I've had these a long time. They got a name? No name. But when I've actually looked through, I need two S's, and I've only got one. So I'm going to have to put the word cluster on. And I've got myself some card. And I've ripped this bottom edge. And then I can just peel off these letters and stick those in place. And I could draw a line if I wanted to make sure that they're nice and straight. In fact, made a little boo-boo with my letters, see there, because apparently this back bit comes off as well. It's all sticky. Let's reposition that. Let's stick that on. It definitely makes it three-dimensional then. And I don't mind if they're a little bit skew-iffy. So I'll go off and finish sticking these in place, and I'll be back. So I've decided to cheat, do a bit of slang. So I'm going to put the Z on the end, seeing as I haven't got a second S. We'll have clusters. In fact, I'll tilt that one so it's at a slight angle. And then I can use my rule and rip that off. Do each end. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it that way. And then I can stick that onto my front cover. I might ink it up actually. And because this alphabet is so pretty and floral, I guess any floral clusters that I make could actually go into this little pack. And that would be the front cover. And I've got some baby pink seam binding. I'm just going to roll that end and pop it through all the holes. And then do the third one. And then I can tie those together loosely because I want to be able to open the page. And I could do a bow on there as well, but I'll just do it loosely for now. So I want to check that the pages will open. So yeah, those will open just fine. So I've done 3 holes on my cluster book. Of course you can do more than that if you want. You could do 5, so you could have another 2 in between there. And then of course it's how do you go about adding your clusters to the laminating sheets or the pieces of plastic that you've got. So I've got all these clusters which are fairly flat, but I kept them in this plastic wallet. But this one, for instance, is 3-dimensional, so it was getting a little bit squashed in there. So all I did was I took my glue dots, and these are tiny ones. Oh, these are big ones. I lied. These are my big glue dots. So it meant now with those glue dots, I can just attach them to the laminating sheet. But it means that when I pull them off to use them on a project, If it leaves a little bit of glue dot behind, I can just use my masking tape or my micropore tape and just place a little piece of that over the top of those glue dots. I'm not ripping the papers because this is really nice and strong, and I can go and add a variety of different clusters to my pages, and it's just a nice way of being able to store them so that they're not going to get squashed at all. So yeah, I just felt that it was a nice way of being able to store the clusters in a pretty little book. So I hope that you found that useful. I could even have laminated the front cover, to be fair, and that would have protected the card a little bit too. But I hope that you found it useful and a nice way of being able to store your clusters so that you've got easy access to them. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed before, maybe you'd like to subscribe this time. And if you've got any comments that you'd like to add, please add them below the video. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.